Loser semis, best of three, Radiance versus dreaM. One of these teams is going to be left out off of the podium, which is certainly not what they are expecting entering this tournament. So, who's it going to be? Give us your votes in Twitch chat, and we're going to get this right underway. Gray already going over to the Rapid here on Shellendorf Institute, and I see a brush on the other side of the map as opposed to the 10 umbrella. I guess I kind of like that.
Yeah, bro, I think this could be the best brush map in the game. I think that there's so much you can do, just like going around the back and being a distraction, going off on their side, going through the middle. Oh, unless Abito one clips you like that. That was so good. And now they're going to be able to move off that and make it a 3-3 situation. Abito, you can't just do them like that. Popping the armor to make it even, and that should be Radiance able to move forward thanks to that amazing play.
H3 is on either side of the map, and finally able to find that cap is Radiance. Kivir goes down in the front lines, though. And now Yuga Ace once more sweeping back behind from the brush. You'll expect to see that in a moment. Nice charger pick comes on through here. Hypno's going to go down. And now that's all of a sudden going to be in control, going right on back over to dreaM.
Yep, control over to dreaM, but Abito just on the flank right now with A3, able to find that pick. This guy's aim blows me up. I forget how good it is until I see it every single time. And now Kivir's going to be able to help pressure out Overhaul and take control of the zone. Gray, though, does go down, so that's going to be able to fast push back in. It is a 3-3 situation, though, and Overhaul is nowhere near. Kivir right now pushing up with that inkjet and putting in work.
Putting in a load of work there. Able to take out Yuga Ace earlier on that rush as well with the first part of that inkjet. And now Yuga Ace going down once again. Not able to find the value here on this inkjet. Not really comfortable without that 10 umbrella canopy. Now you notice the pushback in already. So much map already in purple here for Radiance as they look for this hold. But a 3 group up is going to allow dreaM to cap this zone with 1 down situation. Now Kivir is kind of stuck between a couple players here, but Obito comes from behind, is actually able to take out that one. Remember, well done there. Inktower comes out once more, and Radiance maintains the hold.
Terra shouldn't have gone for the fall off there because gets torn out by Abito on the counter flank. And Abito now pushing back up. I don't know. I love seeing this guy on H3 because it's like they're playing so aggressively. Abito plays so aggressively. They've already found 7KA, but they're doing it on a support weapon. So you're able to get this level of aggression that's really weird to say with H3 while still having that support and that pain control. It's so nice to see, especially with an inkjet shot like that is hitting. Gray starts moving up too. Radiance is just all in control right now.
Absolutely in control here, and that's something that honestly I wasn't quite expecting given their current composition. Yuga Ace trying to pull up with this brush, but you'll notice the bomb launcher coming in, still not able to find the complete value on zone. In terms of recap, there's no one else from dreaM around the zone in order to paint it. Now slowly starting to come on through here. Yuga Ace with a baller, able to neutralize this zone, but now is going to try to paint behind the rest of this zone, but it's now the last member alive for dreaM and is soon going to get caught out. Overhaul jumping back in, but it's not going to be enough, and Radiance takes game 1 in this best of 3.
What a killer game by Radiance. But can I say, overall, that's the sort of Radiance look that I like to see. Playing aggressively, coordinating together well, moving around the map, taking the right positions, playing a nice comp. I love that look of Radiance. And I mean, Abito had a killer game. The guy just went off. I will say, however, we talk about it was unlucky that X Team got this map. You know, we were saying that dreaM got very lucky earlier, getting new Albacore against Dura. I will say they got pretty unlucky with this map pick. We saw that the Yuga Ace and Peace have only been playing Tent Blob all tournament. They're clearly comfortable on those weapons, but they decided we are really not comfortable on these weapons on this map. This is not a map we like our picks, so we're going to play 2 weapons we've not played all tournament. That just kind of shows you the level of discomfort they had playing those weapons on that map, and that's, you know, why they decided to go for the Brush Splash-O-Matic. And yeah, they're still good players on those weapons, but they're not to that level. However, it's Camp Triggerfish Splat Zones. I don't know if there's many nicer maps for Tent Blob. Blob can reach the other side, spam down the street, spam down the lanes. It's like one of the best tent maps in the world. I think we will see, however, Gray move over to the Tent Umbrella. Because we have seen that in the past, and it's the tent map where you shove a shield down the lane. I'd be surprised not to see the tent.
Coming out of Gray, of all people.
Okay, you've just not watched enough of Use Splatoon. He played it when Tent was good.
I mean, you're right. I don't watch enough of Use Splatoon. But
he played a lot of 10 when 10 was good. And 10 is now still just in that weird niche spot, but I wouldn't be surprised if he still picks it up for Splat Zones Camp, like the 10 map.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to see. I imagine a lot of the composition is probably going to stay the same. Actually, you really think he's going to go Tent over Crapid?
Well, I think it could be either, but 10 is definitely the stronger pick here, and I know that in the past he's played both, but he might be feeling more crapid right now just because what he's been playing in scrims. I would only argue he's playing crapid over 10 because that's what he's currently more comfortable on. If you go over the lifespan of Splatoon, he's played a lot of them a lot, so it could really go either way. And I also think 10 is stronger here, personally.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Rapid is completely undervalued.
Rapid Pro. I like that, actually.
So, something that none of us really expected, and then, of course, you see the traditional composition we were expecting come out of dreaM. But more on the Rapid Pro.
Yeah, I like that, because you can reach the other side very, very easily, put on a lot of pressure, and you can do some chip damage behind the 10. It's not like you could super easily, it's not like, lol, blaster, shoot around, shield, lol, but you can put a lot of pressure on it and do a lot of chip damage, which is very, very useful. I also like the Cloud here.
That said, they're going to have to respect that 10 quite a bit, and you're already starting to see some of that. Now Yuga is starting to come right down the enemy street here for Radiance. On the flip side of the map, though, actually a little bit of a take back coming in for Radiance on the other side of the map, as they're able to take care of that. And again, Yuga is putting in so much work here. Now the bubbles come out. Hypnos is able to shut that one down soon enough. But all the meanwhile, it just opens up the entire rest of the map for dreaM to take both sides.
Yep, that was a really well played from Yuga Ace. Even though it's not like he fragged a ton and destroyed every single member, just made so much space for your team to push forward. However, we talk about space, Radiance finally have that. They pop the armor, they pop the inkjet, so now Kiva can go off. It looks like they will be kiting backwards, trying not to let Kiva get any specials, and they do. However, they do take control of both sides, but it's going to be hard to keep that control because Tent just walks down the lane.
Tent, once again, just walking right on down there, and now just going to walk right on down the street here as well. Greg, kind of caught in a pickle, is going to be forced to try to swim on away and is going to be successful in doing so. But once again, opening up the window here for dreaM to take both of these zones, because now there's nobody focusing on the other side of the map. Able to take care of business there, and now you're starting to see the Blob as well in tandem work with the 10 umbrella to completely shut down this lane.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult situation to break back in. They're going to need to find a lot of eye with the Ray right now. They do take out Yuga Ace, so now Hypnos is free to use it, and they do get that picks. That's very, very nice. Radiance need to take full control. And when I say full control, they need to, like, cover the entire map. So I feel like with their comp, they're not going to have many opportunities to break back in, so they need to take so much control initially.
You know, in thinking about this a little bit more, you'll notice there for a little bit of time, actually Radiance was going for like a 4-0, opting to send all 4 members, focusing on that zone, focusing on getting rid of that Tensorella, getting rid of that Blobber, and they weren't able to focus on the opposite side of the map. Now, all of a sudden, they still don't have, they've only ticked off 8 points from that timer to start off with, and now once more the 10 umbrella just comes on back through. Now they're gonna have to displace the 10 umbrella once more, and they have absolutely zero answer for this. It's just continuing to be such a nuisance and a thorn in the side of Radiance right now. Finally gets taken out once more, but once again there's nobody on the opposite side of the map to also capitalize and also push forward.
But it does look like they'll finally try and break through right now. Kiva does destroy the bigger, but the 10 jumps in, and that's right in Kiva's face. It's going to be very, very hard to deal with. Gonna jump off that, but actually pops the inkjet to come back through. Might have wanted to pop that earlier, however, to try and, you know, break the shield, but does ever get a trade with the Blob. That trade is very valuable. However, in the long shot of the game, it's not doing the massive amounts.
In the long shot of the game, you take the zoom out, you look at the entire picture, and dreaM has been taking out timer for the rest of these zones while that whole engagement was happening. That's one of these things that we're talking about here, is that this 10 umbrella is just able to be a distraction, more or less. They're just able to run around this map, say, Radiance, no, pay attention to me, don't pay attention anymore to the zone. Obido gonna come up with one here, looking for the rest of this, able to find a second, and now maybe a little bit more of a semblance of control here, but again, they have to commit more resources to getting rid of this 10 umbrella.
They need to get rid of the 10 umbrella, but they do. They pop the raid, that's very, very nice. They need to move up and take their elbow. If they can do that, they're gonna be in such a great position, but Kiva gets taken out again. I feel like he's having such a hard matchup, you know, on such a kind of a straight line map. I feel like Tentec has a really, really difficult matchup against a lot of these weapons, and it's been showing this game so far.
This is just so nasty. Again, the 10 umbrella sticking in the same spot. It's not even doing that much. It's just setting up the canopy. It's saying, here, Radiance, come follow me. Don't pay attention to the zone. Don't pay attention to the other side of the map. Just follow me. And it's working in dreaM's favor so well so far over the course of this. I mean, again, Radiance really hasn't gotten down that timer very much. They had like maybe one opportunity to do just that. And now, again, same position here. The bubble's going back on the other side of the map, and now Radiance really trying to attack the opposing side of the zone where that 10 umbrella isn't. I like this strategy, but it might be too little too late.
GreY now going all the way forwards, trying to keep that charger in the spawn, but doesn't have much control around him to do so. And now the help is going to come through from the rest of the spawners, and GreY will get taken out. They do get control of it, but now they're in they're in a 2v3 situation on the other side of the map. Radiance is able to win their engagement. Nazu's going to come forward, decides not to use the bomb rush quite yet, and Kibba does get taken out. That's the pick they need to start moving forward. Radiance need to do a lot here to stop this push from dreaM.
Here comes the bomb rush here as well, coming in from Nazu on that fire pin. Now Yuga Ace going down once more. Actually, that was pretty big here for Radiance, but again, no map control, no semblance of anything. Obito with the last one alive, and that's going to mean dreaM takes this game, and we're going to another game 3.
Can you see why I wanted GreY to play 10 now? Do you see? How polarizing 10 is on this map? It's unreal. 10 does so much, and it's not that GreY did bad at Rapid. I think he had a pretty nice showing. You know, it's not like he completely fragged out, but I feel like he was pushing where he needed to. He was in the right place in the right time. I think he had a nice showing on Rapid. I just think 10 on Camp does way too much for you to ignore the power of it.
Whoever's in finals has to hope that Camp Triggerfish comes up versus FT Win.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because, like, that was a similar thing, right? Where Radiance was trying to send 3 people or 4 people towards that 10 umbrella. And they were able to do that. But then they weren't able to capitalize on the other side of the map, right? They're not able to really snowball that into an effective push. Because, but again, that's one of the things that FT Win does so well. It's one of the things they pick off one member, and then they rotate down to another member, and they pick off that person. And then they all 3 focus on the remaining 2, and then they just win the game based off of team fights that they take similar to that style. You can't do that on Camp Triggerfish because of the way the map is laid out, because of the fact that you can't just share people between, like, the best thing you can do is, like, fly an inkjet over the mid, right? Yeah. In order to try to find something there. So, definitely interesting to see if that map comes up again. But enough of that. It's game 3. Someone is going to be out at 4th, and we're going to splat zones on Piranha Pit to decide that.
And another big thing about the 10 is putting yourself in a position where you can't be ignored. Then it's annoying, because the best way to do with 10 is ignore it. If you can't ignore it, then it's just getting way too much value. On a map like this, it will be easier to ignore compared to Camp, but it can still do a lot here. We're going to have to see as the armor is getting charged up, but GreY gets taken down, but not without a trade. So it will be a 3v3 fight as we go into this, but Obito gets taken out, so it's only Hypnos left alive, but Hypnos jumping out, deciding to opt out of that engagement, will allow dreaM to take some early strong control.
And now, I mean, I will say, Radiance probably going to be glad this map came up of all things, because you can move around the tent umbrella a little bit more. The blob doesn't have a lot of tight corridors where it can be as useful here. So we'll have to see if they're able to use that to their advantage as we move on forward here. The incomer comes out of Radiance here, but Hypnos actually engaged with the blob on the far side of the map. Not really going to be much use here, but all the meanwhile, Radiance is able to sweep back through the rest of these zones here and able to take back control in a well-done fashion. And now the onus is on dreaM to push back in.
Yep, dreaM are going to need to push back in here, but they have the 10 just putting on a lot of pressure. You can see Obito and Kibba are just looking at it. They want it gone. They really do. And now they're dropping into it. And now it's popping bubbles. And Hypnos on it too. And now GreY's on the other side of the map popping a baller all alone with no help on zone because of the pressure the 10's putting on. Not only that, Kibba gets taken out on the other side of the map. Like, this 10 is just doing too much. You can't allow this.
I'm sorry. This should just be illegal. Honestly, like, what is going on here? No one on Radiance was around. They gave those zones freely away to the members of dreaM there, and that allowed them to take back control of the zones. And now they're going to build up their lead here even more. Yuga Ace continuing to apply pressure on that side here. You notice he's just kind of going around. It now has the armor. You'll notice that engage is coming on soon. Finally, Yuga Ace is going to get taken down on the other side of the map by Radiance. But again, no specials really on the map to really push on forward here for Radiance as they're looking towards these zones now. Can't quite seem to find much of anything here, and they're going to have to charge up the specials once again to try to break back in.
We'll send off some missiles on the left. Yuga Ace gets a trade. No, not getting taken down, but that's still huge. Peace does get taken out. Now making it a 2v2 situation. Nazu needs to go down, but with the trade, that's not what you want. Obito right now is in the HP 1v1. This is where he should feel comfortable, but the only problem is he doesn't have the control. I say that, you know, mechanically, he's more of the HP player. He will be able to take that engagement, but without the map control around you, he just got forced into a bad situation, and now the rest of dreaM are now coming through to retake the zones. Only 26 points remaining, and no counter, points.
Absolutely none. Again, like, at this point, I don't even know if you have a response for the 10 umbrella in of itself. Like, you have to really hope that you can just throw a bomb at it and something just happens. Because honestly, like, that is all you can try to do here. You can't 3-member swarm around this thing right now. If you are Radiance, you don't have the map control in order to do that. You just have to try to focus on taking the fight to the rest of the team, and it looks like they're starting to do that now. They are going to get a 2-down situation here, which is going to be big for them in order to start making up for lost time. 2 minutes left to go in this match. Plenty of time still for Radiance to come back, but they really have to continue holding on to this as well as they just did.
Yeah, they need to continue holding on. I like this push from him, but he can stand back, spam the zone, stop him pushing him. He's going to go move back, wants to keep control of his zone, and wants to help the team. Very, very nice move around. Now, Great is going to move forward with the baller, which will allow them to cap the other zone, but needs the follow-up from the rest of his teammates. Armor comes through, though, at the perfect time to make sure he won't get it out. Here comes the 10, though, on this side angle. Hypnosis is going to need help, however. Bamboozler can do a lot of damage to that shield, and it is going to be very useful, leaving only 2 members of the dreaM left to left, and only 10 points while the lead gets flipped.
This is exactly what I wanted to see Radiance do a while ago. It's exactly what they tried doing earlier. They wanted to go for the 3v3s. They wanted to go for the 4v3s as opposed to focusing down the 10th umbrella. Then they can focus down the 10th umbrella when the 10th umbrella is the last one up. That is going to net them the lead. Can they hold on to this? They need to clear out these bubbles here. The timer could have been ticking down just a little bit more to give them a little bit more breathing room, but they're not going to be able to have that. Now Kiver is going to be able to find one on Overhaul. Now looking for another one on Inazu. Obito is going to join the fray, and it is going to go in Radiance's favor. Good situation. 4 ticks of timer here left to go, and I think Radiance has this one in back, and they do. They're going to be the ones that move on to face Key to My Love in Losers Finals.
The only team that could take a game off FD win just got taken out by Radiance 2-1. What a crazy series, but Radiance are looking good. I'm loving this look from Radiance. I'm so happy because, you know, it's Kiver and Grey are a duo of players that have had so much success in this game and have recently just struggled. And, you know, I'm happy that they're now proving once again why they had so much success before. Radiance's look is much, much more what I wanted to see from them. They're playing weapons they are comfortable on, they're playing well, and they're doing a hell of a lot with them. And they're not just spamming rail game, which is very boring.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, like, but that's one of the things where strategy, you really need to start thinking about that. Again, so much of that time, Radiance was trying to spend targeting the 10th umbrella, but that's exactly what the 10th umbrella wants you to do.
Yeah.
Right? It wants you to, it's like, come at me, you know? That's exactly what its entire philosophy was for that entire time. And I think towards the end of that, Radiance finally realized that. They were like, hey, if we have 4 people up, we can ignore the 10th umbrella because the 10th umbrella isn't going to move that fast. Right? It's really not. All things considered, you throw up the canopy because it's expecting to try to come on back in. But then they were able to take the engagement to the rest of the team, able to win those fights, and then collapse around the 10th umbrella towards the end. I really do wish I was recording overhead for that series, but I meant to, and I forgot about it. So